All right.
Yo.
Coming to you live from Philly. It's the Paulie Tony Fusco NFL Reaction Show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony. A wild week 4 in the NFL. We're going to tell you why Jalen Hurts is the last person you should blame for that loss to the Bucs.
No question.
And we're going to discuss a very disturbing statement by Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels after the game.
Couldn't
Tony.
believe
Just
it.
terrible.
Yeah.
And why the latest Rashee Rice injury after that Chiefs-Chargers game is a lesson for all the children out
everybody
there.
listen.
All right. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, Tony, you ready?
Let's go.
Let's get into our NFL reaction.
NFL reaction.
Okay, right off the top, Eagles lose to the Bucs 33-16, but this was just
Awful.
unfair from the get-go. Everybody knows it.
100%.
Even before the game started, it was all clearly biased against the Eagles. I mean, you could see it coming days before, right, Tony?
100%. Did anyone think about the fact that to get to the game, the Eagles had to fly over a hurricane?
Yup.
No wonder they looked totally discombobulated. They clearly had motion sickness.
Yeah, clearly. And, you know, people, they want to point out that Jalen Hurts has turned over the ball more than any QB in the league. But there are clear reasons for that, Tony. We've mentioned them all.
Absolutely.
Clearly,
Yup.
it's motion sickness due to hurricanes.
Of course.
Indigestion from eating Brazilian food.
Yup.
And also humidity from having to play these games in swampy, wet, slippery climates. Right, Tony?
You know, I didn't believe in global warming up until a few weeks ago.
Yep.
But then I saw where the Eagles are being forced to play all these games in these humid climates in September.
Yeah.
Brazil, Florida, swampy New Orleans.
Yep.
Where's the NFL going to make them play next? Vietnam? No wonder Jalen Hurts can't hold on to the ball. He's being forced to play in these terrible climates, and his hand is getting all sweaty. You know, I hope we can finally pass climate change legislation, not for all that stupid saving the environment iceberg mumbo jumbo, but just so we can make it more fair for quarterbacks and their grips.
Just terrific points all around, Tony. And by the way,
Thank you.
people, they're praising Jayden Daniels for that win today. Where did he
kidding?
play, Tony?
Arizona. The
Yup.
desert.
Yup.
No humidity. Bone dry hands. Unfair playing advantage.
Exactly. And we're going to get to him in a moment. But one more thing about this. You notice how the Packers have been kind of terrible ever since the season started?
Absolutely.
You got both teams. They play in Brazil week 1. Now
Yep.
the Eagles, Packers, they're both 2-2, still struggling to find their footing. And you can
Totally.
see the obvious reason for it nobody wants to mention. Jet lag. You know, you
100%.
got that long flight. You're going, oh,
Jet lag?
What are you, hold on. What are you doing talking?
Place 3 weeks ago.
What?
The game took place 3 weeks ago. Brazil's only an hour ahead. It's not jet lag.
Oh, you want to talk about ahead? Well, I'm going to violently chop off yours.
Yeah. And I'm going to get ahead when I see your mom tonight. Oh,
yeah, there you go. Now shut up.
Yeah,
All right,
be quiet.
anyway.
Let's get
Stop
going.
interrupting the show. All right,
Yeah.
let's get to the Commanders.
Yeah.
All right, they beat the Cardinals 42-14. Jayden Daniels, he gave an okay performance,
Sure.
completing
Whatever.
a decent 86.7% of
dry
his passes.
climate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But, what's really getting everyone's attention, Tony, raising eyebrows, is his post-game comments. When discussing the win after the game, Daniels said, quote, "We didn't get conservative." And Tony, this is just terrible by him, isn't it?
Yeah, leave politics out of this. You
Yo.
know, Jayden Daniels needs to leave his liberal agenda out of football. Just
Yeah.
because you play in Washington doesn't mean everyone wants to know your political leanings. So keep it to yourself.
Just so well said, Tony. And,
Thank
let's
you.
move to the Chiefs. They beat the Chargers 17-10, but not without losing their wide receiver, Rashee Rice,
Yeah.
to an injury. He's had a tough season, this kid, on and off the
he
field
has.
with the legal trouble. And it's just so clear what the lesson here is, Tony, isn't it?
You know, clearly the knee injury to Rashee Rice isn't just the result of his play on the field. It's also his pressing down way too hard on the gas pedal. I hope this is a lesson to all young wide receivers. don't press too hard on the pedal because you might lose control and cause a near-fatal 6-car crash, but also you might hurt your knee.
Great point, Tony. And, come to think of it, this also might be a great lesson for coaches. You know how when they're trying to motivate players, they always say, put the pedal to the metal. Well, maybe they need to be clear with these players.
Exactly.
Yeah, and say, it's not literally put it on the pedal. You know what I'm saying?
And only on the field, not in the car.
Yeah, you got to be clear there anyway.
Yeah, you have to
Well,
be
now let's
clear.
move to the Jets. They lost to the Broncos 10-9. And after the game, Aaron Rodgers, he said he made, quote, too many mental mistakes. And, well, Tony, this is finally a good step in the right direction for Aaron Rodgers, isn't it?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers has a long history of making some big mental mistakes, like when he dumped Olivia Munn.
Big one.
Then, of course, leaving the Packers for the Jets.
Terrible.
Thinking he could host Jeopardy.
Stupid.
And then when he dumped Danica Patrick for Shailene Woodley, well, actually, that one was okay.
True, yeah.
But then skipping training camp to drop acid in Egypt.
Dumb.
And now losing to Bo Nix, the shittiest quarterback in the history of time. It's just
Terrible.
mental mistake after mental mistake. And also, Shailene Woodley, if you're listening, my DMs are open.
Just terrific analysis there, Tony. And now to the other side of the ball in this game. The Broncos won with QB Bo Nix throwing for only 60 passing yards at 25 attempts. People, they're saying, well, this was a terrible performance. But, Tony, they don't understand, do they?
We can now see the strategy by Sean Payton here. Most coaches try to put in the best QB possible, but he's putting in the shittiest QB possible because it makes the defense think we can't let the other team score double digits because our quarterback sucks so much. And look, the Broncos just held the Jets to 9 points. First, Denver had Russell Wilson, and now Bo Nix. Don't be surprised if the Broncos turn to Bryce Young very soon.
Just a terrific strategical breakdown by you, Tony. And, now to the Browns, who lost to the Raiders 20-16. Deshaun Watson going down on a game-ending sack on fourth down, ending the game right there. But, there's more to what happened on that last play, isn't there, Tony?
My sources tell me that Deshaun Watson actually took that game-losing sack because it's been so long since he had any body-on-body contact that he was just craving the touch of another human being. In fact, I heard Deshaun Watson was disappointed that he didn't get injured during the sack. He was hoping to suffer a deep pelvic injury, preferably in his upper right thigh area.
Just terrific reporting and sourcing there, Tony. And, let's just go through the other games here just to get it out there. All right. Colts beat the Steelers. Joe Flacco wins it for Indy.
Called it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so did I. Texans, Jaguars. You watched this one, Tony?
No, was that today? I didn't even know they were playing.
Yeah, I didn't either. All right. Bengals, Panthers. Bengals get their first win of the season.
Oh, yeah. What a win.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, 49ers, Patriots. You watched that one?
No, because it wasn't the year 2016.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, anyway. You know what? Let's just wrap it there. That's enough.
Let's
We
call
did
it.
enough.
That was
Anyway,
perfect.
no.
Are you kidding me?
Talk about doing enough. You do too much. Just what are you doing talking?
Do less. What do you want?
What?
Go.
You mentioned after the game, Jayden Daniels said, quote, "We didn't get conservative." And you thought that was a political statement?
Disgusting.
Yeah, he needs to stick to sports.
Yeah.
He was clearly talking about the game plan being not conservative. That was totally obvious.
Oh, yeah, well, let me talk about my game plan. After the show, I'm going to blow up your house.
Yeah. You know who also didn't get conservative? Your mother in college.
Oh, great one, Tony. He's done.
That's enough.
What?
What?
You said that Jalen Hurts keeps turning the ball over because his hands get sweaty playing in humid cities like Tampa and New Orleans.
Yeah.
Science, bro.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Saints games are in the Superdome.
Oh, yeah, well, you are in the super dumb.
Yeah. You know who gets very sweaty when we're playing? Me and your mom.
Oh, there you
Done.
go. He's done, and
Yeah,
so
he's
are we,
finished.
Tony. Hey,
Yup,
don't
we
forget,
are.
join us on Thursday where we'll do our full show.
Yup.
And don't forget, visit the merch store and buy up all the merch. And rate and
subscribe.
review the show
Yup.
on
Yup.
Apple Podcasts. Do that right now. And Tony,
Do it.
great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people Thursday.
See ya.